a little early for that. All right. EOS. Why is my EOS? Let's turn that off too. All right. Good morning. It's a little loud. Slow this. All right. We're doing inks. I have all the main avenues laid out and where they lead to, their termination points. I'll have these extended up. What we're doing is the Death Mesa Sugar Skull City roadmap. So this is at a 5 mile scale across, right? So with this main strip that is not drivable straight across, but from here to here is a 5 mile stretch. And this is a bad version of this song. This is the demo version. I'm glad they fixed that. Loudon Wainwright? Sure. All right. So, I'm going to stay away from I'm not going to draw any buildings, and I'm not going to do the train yard yet, because I'm just doing roads, main roads as drivable roads as solid black lines, right? So those will be the most obvious thing on the map. Also, we're going to start with the roundabouts because we're going to connect everything from these roundabouts, and I have little templates in there. So really, I'm just going to be using these two, the two smallest ones for the roundabouts. And for those, we'll be using the 0.3 micron, so we'll make it a little lighter weight than that. And then the actual lines, because the lines are going to be the 0.8 micron, and it's barely noticeable, honestly. And then when all this dries, hopefully that isn't going to smudge. So what I should be doing is I should have some type of level. Boom. I could even, if I wanted to, put a little clamp on this, but I'm not going to do that. I think that might be excessive. Shink. What are you talking about, Loudon Wainwright? Thought he was cool. Alright, this is a pain in the ass, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to be careful. It's satire. Okay. So I get out of the camera pretty often, seems like, huh? Pandora is loving the Beastie Boys lately. I mean, I like the Beastie Boys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not interested in hearing the Beastie Boys right now. But so these two are not going to be roundabouts. The main entrances in and out of the town. This one is. And I think I'm going to make it so that when a character rolls a couple of nat 20s on any particular roundabout, that they're cleared for that roundabout. They don't need to roll difficulty checks to make it through that roundabout at speed. At a certain DC, they just automatically clear that roundabout. And I think the way it's going to work is that you would have your get something. You're gonna have you could have difficulty checks at all these roundabouts, but the characters have a driving skill. So when you're using your driving skill, if your passive driving is higher than the roundabout, you won't have to roll for it, right? So the passive, you could have passive anything. I've said this in other videos. You could have 8 plus whatever the skill is basically your passive. It's 8 or 10. I think it should be 8. 8 plus the whatever your bonus is your passive DC. I think it is 10. You can look at passive perception and figure it out from that. So if that number beats the DC of the DC of the roundabout, you don't have to roll for it. You can just take the roundabout. And I don't think there's ever heavy traffic, right? Like, definitely not traffic like New York City, where it's bumper to bumper, gridlock type traffic. That I don't think there's enough cars. Oh, it's hummingbird. This window is amazing. I have a little bush outside this window, and I have like a fucking Disney nature show every morning when this window's open. It's fun. What did I do? Did I get that one? Or was that? Let's see. Looks like I didn't get this one. No. And then Spock. Green. Nobody like the KIDDD. With the echo? Fucking love Bismarcky. The man should be a national treasure. I don't know if he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What do you think? Outer Ave on the Elvin Apartments, I think maybe should be a nice smooth curve to come down. Oof. I think. All right, this is a little too much. What the? Can you see what I'm doing? So the smaller roundabouts are more difficult to get through. The bigger roundabouts are easier. The smaller the roundabout, the higher the DC. So you could see the idea is that if you get into a car chase around it's hard to intuit the best route, right? It's not impossible. And that's the idea, like when I make games like this, is that it should be almost um you should almost be able to look at it and figure it out, but not. You know what I mean? So like it should be difficult enough so that you feel like you got it figured out, if that makes sense, right? But there's often little details that you miss. Wow, those are almost right next to each other. And if you had, so say a very likely thing to have happen is that the characters leave the watering hole being chased, right? It's not very likely, but one of the likely things to happen is that the characters are going to be leave the watering hole being chased, or trying to get to the station being chased, right? Or trying to get to, very likely from the watering hole to the station or to their hideout, right? So when you leave here, you have the most choices like on where to go, and then when they're chasing you out of there, you have the GM, as the NPCs have different ways to cut you off, right? And maybe there'll be secret roads, back alleys that are like just a straight shot with a high DC, so you like taking a chance, or maybe they cleared that, right? Maybe the NPC, because they have a home advantage, knows of a back corridor with a high DC that could take you like right out of the area, right? But the idea is that you can get cut off in a car chase in here. So if you're trying to get from one place to the other, another player can chase you or try and cut you off, right? So, and I think that the amount of spaces on this board and the amount of checks that come up make it so that if you're using a danger dice to move further or less, then you will have an interesting chase, right? So that's the hope. And I've done this. I've done chases in Sugar Skull City, using Theater of Mind and using skill challenge type rules. I love skill challenges. I like combat challenges. The whole uh, dungeon coach and DC 20 is something I supported. So I like those ideas and I like using them, but I also like being able to have very clear set uh, rules and stuff. So to like gamify, especially with a car chase. And there's so many games that have car chases. I haven't played a lot of car chase games. I've played a couple, um, but it's fun. It's just that it's not. The rules are too complicated, right? So when you're playing a game like, I can't remember, I think it's like a Wasteland something, that is specifically a car chase game, it's linear, one, and two, the rules are too complex to drop in to a role playing game, right? Because they have all their own little tokens that go out and stuff like that, and like setting up the board is part of the process. How cards come, and it's usually cards that give you uh, like obstacles and road distractions and stuff like that. So those all of them? Nope, not all of them. Not even close. So you don't want to bust all that out in the middle of a role playing session. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the corners of Outer Ave. I'm gonna have just be a curve. I'm not gonna put roundabouts there. Why roundabouts? Because I lived and drove in England and the United Arab Emirates, and they're the best. Like, why Americans can't figure out roundabouts? I don't know. It's a little embarrassing, actually, that our roads are as bad as they are, but they are. And Americans, I don't think, would respect the rules of the roundabout. I think reggae is often too repetitive. All right, let's see if I got all my roundabouts. I think I got all my roundabouts. Yep. All right. So it looks like none of these distances are more than this ruler. So I'm going to continue to use this ruler. And point three. What was the point? Oh wait. Oh wait. All right. Ooh, that would have sucked. All right. Nope. Much better. Okay. So I think these microns dry. Oh, went into it a little bit. That'll be all right. Faster than the Sharpie. I missed that one. Because I'm not getting any smudging. And I think if I was using this Sharpie, I would have to worry about smudging right now. So lately, I've been hearing a lot of new stuff out of New York rap. It's been a half hour. How do I know? Because I looked up how to force the the camera that is now fucking up on me, how to force it to stay on, and you can't. It just turns off after a half hour of use if it's not recording, right? So even though I have uh, the live shooting thing going, and I'm using the camera, I'm actually streaming. It doesn't know that I'm streaming, and I think I need to use specific streaming software, but I'd rather use OBS, blah blah blah, and that lets me know when I've been on for a half hour or not. Bring it in. Huh? What's that one too? So, like I was saying, there's a lot of New York hip hop coming out. Wu Tang, the guys from Wu Tang, not specifically the Wu Tang clan itself, but guys from Wu Tang have put stuff out. I've seen Slick Rick, LL Cool J's got an album out. I saw a Rakim song. I don't know what happened, Eric B. Uh, and I wonder why Gangstar. Oh wait, Guru died. I think Guru's dead. That's why. That'd be a good reason. Because Premiere's still working. You can hear it. Oh shit. Common and Pete Rock are coming to the Rialto in Tucson. I'm super fucking excited. These are not going to be perfectly straight lines, and I'm not worried about. I mean, the lines are going to be perfectly straight, but the interconnecting points are going to be slightly crooked, and I'm okay with that. All right. Can we and should we maybe also I've been thinking about what I'm going to do for the iconography and stuff. Let's see. Fit. Come on. Get in there. Oh, shit. Nope, that is stopped. Sharpie? Sharpies are a little less precious than the microns. Let's see. Best to do a test. That was pretty big. Let's go in. No way. Nope, not gonna work, because, like, it's just not gonna work. I very much want that to be a perfect circle. And I don't trust myself to use the string method, so we're going to leave that circle alone. And go get a compass at some point. A good one. Not this fucking little piece of shit. This is the only compass I have right now. Which works with big pencil circles. But these markers don't fit in there. So you got a lot of little stops there. This is starting to look like something. All right. I'm excited. I got to figure out how to draw a spiral too. So I did not put a roundabout there. I'm glad I didn't put a roundabout there because that is going to be a high difficulty. So making turns at speed is much harder than going through a roundabout at speed. So anywhere that there's a hard corner, the DC is even harder, right? The likelihood of having an accident is higher. Sometimes the reflection from the light makes it so that I can't see. Yeah, so these hard turns are hard. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone for now because I don't know how. This is terrible city planning. I just see what I did here, and I made a place of massive traffic. So again, the traffic is never gonna be high, but if this was a real city, having the flow of traffic be clear inside of the parking facility and having the three exits not be roundabouts so that you have to stop and wait for traffic that's coming and going creates uh, a bottleneck at the exit and entrance point for the parking facility. So, I mean, this isn't real city planning, so I'm not going to worry about that. But Now, should you be able to drive right up to the station? Yes. And there's going to be a side road and a back road. Shit, bitch. And I'm putting a roundabout up here so that people can get out. Because there's not going to be a road going north or up. And I have a tunnel that goes under, straight under, and comes out that I have not drawn yet because, like I said, it's the underground. Crazies. And I'm not worried about where people are allowed to drive right now. I'm more worried about where the drivable roads are. So, like, specifically, this road back here is in the train yard, and that wouldn't be public access. So, there would have to be like an entry gate at this roundabout or something like that. But there is a station loop road. And that is what we will call it. Right, so there's going to be a road that goes down and under and runs between the box yard and the station. And what I'm going to do yeah. Boom. So, still got a few more. Damn you! Oh, and I didn't do these two or these because I need to do curves on those. I just I find Lana Del Rey oddly attractive. I don't think she's like traditionally pretty, and there's something about her face that I very much don't like. But I do think she's a beautiful woman. But having Lana Del Rey song come up, maybe. I saw Love Lies Bleeding last night, and it was amazing. Right? It was a great movie, and I'm not shitting on it. But I feel like you could have replaced Twilight with '90s Eddie Furlong and had a very similar movie. I think Kristen Stewart. Oh, it's just she's pretty and she's a very talented actress. Not taking anything away from her personally. My wife says Ethan Hawke looks greasy, and she finds him unattractive for that reason. That's exactly how I feel about Kristen Stewart. She's beautiful, and it's not the androgyny. I like androgyny. I think uh, Elliot Page is cute now and was cute when they were Ellen Page, right? So there's it's not the androgyny thing. It's something about like, ugh. But great movie. Highly recommend. Just could have been Eddie Furlong. Not now, obviously. I don't know. Is he even alive? I think he's alive. Some people have heroic, unstoppable, epic constitutions. So I'm gonna have an entrance to a tunnel under here in this spot. I'm going to have an exit and entrance to the tunnel over here, right? And I'm gonna have the tunnel join the road, so it's gonna break out. It's gonna go under the city under, and it's gonna come back out and go under an overpass and come through here. Leaving this road and this road because I want to figure out what I'm gonna do with these curves. And same with here. I want to curve into this. Can. All right. I think I busted these pens out just in time to get some use out of them. They might be starting to dry up. Perfect. Okay. So that's good enough. That's the point 3. I need the point 8. Ow! Oh, wait. I'm still using my point 3. That's why. You know what? I'm going to wait. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I was just thinking Love Lies Bleeding. Uh Probably I'm gonna imagine it was heavily inspired by one of my favorite movies, like one of my favorite movies, like maybe my favorite movie ever, Natural Born Killers. So that's how much I like that movie. There's a few shots that seem to uh, that's outside the some of the shots that are outside the gym and outside the it's another location. It's not the range. Uh, are reminiscent of the pharmacy, where after they get bit by the snakes, before they get caught in Natural Born Killers. And I thought that was very cool. That's another half hour. Holy hell. Hi. So I'm only putting these up while I do them, so I get the recording and show that I'm making content, so the algorithm is happy because the algorithm likes content. But these are going to come right down, and then eventually I'm going to edit it together into a like time lapse. Shit. All right, we gotta name all the streets. I think the visual difference between the point 0.3 and point 0.8 at this scale is not significant enough. I gotta drink this coffee. It's a spill. And I think I am going to bust out my Cricut and bust out my stencil transparency and make icons stencils for this because I do not feel confident drawing a million little cacti all over this and buildings. And I think having a stencil will help me go much faster and it will look much better. So I do have Cricut. And after I'm done inking all the main roads, I'm going to bust that out and just find. I don't think I'm going to go nuts looking for iconography. I think I might just do a bunch of little drawings in my sketchbook. So maybe that's what it will do. After I'm done doing these lines, we'll get some. I'll get some inspiration. I'm going to take a break. Probably for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and I'll come back online and we will do little icon sketches in my sketchbook, and then we will transfer those to the Cricket. If I could get those two things done today, that would have been a very productive day for this map and future maps, right? Because a lot of the icons I'm going to create for this map, I'm going to use on the zoomed in map. So I'm probably going to do those drawings at a higher resolution, and then so that I can put them on the next scale down level. We got to figure out how to name these scales, but this is as other than the world map. So this map is a 5 mile area, and this spot on this map is a 5 mile area, right? So that guy. What was the point of that? Right. So this is going to be the highest level scale, and then the next one down is going to be one of these 5 mile areas, and this is going to represent that. And then going down another level is going to be, because this is driving level, going down another level is going to be walking level, right? So that's going to be in there, and then it'll be building level. So we'll have world view, driving view, that's how I'm going to call it. World view, driving view, walking view, and internal like locations, right? So that'll be like a set, right? Set piece. Those are my dogs. Pissed that they're not allowed. Oh, it's you. You leaving? All right. Let me kiss. All right. So, racing. Now, I'm not trying to get it clean because I just want to see how it looks. Yeah, I think these curves are going to be DC 15, DC 15. And I bet I could put little tiny corners here. Let's try it. No. That does something. The problem with that is it does have that little dot in there. But I'm not worried about that. And I think that once I get outside of here, I'm going to start to do hand drawn with the point twos, right? So like I like that. So these are more dirt roads, and same with this factory area. This whole section, I'm gonna have factories along this area, and um, or factories along here, and dumping out into the wash, which means there's potentially toxic uh, shit flowing underneath Sugar Skull Station, right? Mm. Maybe there's a treatment facility. Maybe there's like a water treatment facility by the factory. Maybe the toxic chemicals are part of what they're pulling out. All right. So I also think I'm going to move the scale, over to a more reasonable place. I think it's all right where it is. Yeah, yeah. I think it's all right where it is. And I think I'm going to do a little legend that says what the DCs are for the different size roundabouts, base DCs, right? So that's like driving in a racing manner, right? A careful race. So we'll say that we're gonna have different types of driving and how far you could get and how much. So once you start using danger dice, I think that the DCs are going to go up significantly. So, but just for like baseline street racing danger, uh, I'm gonna have like a baseline DC for these, and the bigger ones I'm probably gonna have be like 12 or 13, and the smaller ones will probably be like 15. Right, going through those, which for somebody with high driving, so if it's 15 and you roll a 6 or better on a d20 with Nikki's driving is a little rough. I guess if you bail out at that level, I'm gonna put the rules here in the box yards, right? So I'm gonna just do like a border around the box yards, right? And I am going to write the rules for driving on this map in this area here. So I didn't consider that I can put um, the rules for the game on the map. But I think that's the best thing to do because I have plenty of space. And I think I will, in the future, have enough space that I can do that. Yeah. Cool. All right. This is not a main drivable road, or is it? Even though this is a private road, I think I need to have it be drivable. So, wait. We could have that be one of my. Wow. That line was straighter than the fucking. All right. So the train tracks are going to be separate. Man, I have transparency paper. Fuck off. I could do certain areas like the underground. I could do it as a transparency. I might do that. Oh my god. Oh. All right. I'm gonna take a break.